So I jumped through the field, the electrical field, with my AK-47, ready to shoot at anything that attacked me. There was no one, no animals. But there was a trail. So I was actually in another world, like I had expected it. And probably I could find John and his wife further away, maybe they were somewhere trapped, I don't know. Maybe I could save their life. You know, it's the dream of everyone to be a hero sometime. So I started to go through the trail, and there was no mosquitoes and no bugs. The weather was very nice in the low 70s. It was not cold, it was not too warm, it was just perfect. So I walked the trail. The trees were beautiful. There were a lot of fruit-bearing trees. And at one point I crossed, there was a herd of antelopes crossing the trail. They looked at me interestingly, and they were not frightened at all, and then they went their way. So I went on the walking. Few birds came and perched on my shoulders and started to pull on my hair joyfully, like they were teasing me or something like that. And there were a lot of birds singing happily in the branches. And then I saw a horse coming right through from the forest. He came to me, and I patted his face and his head, and the horse followed me as I went through further. Suddenly I was in front of a small village. And there were a few people looking at me, and I was there with my AK-47, and there was that horse following me, a couple of birds on my shoulder. It was quite a sight. People waved at me, and I waved back, and I went to them, and the guy said, "You don't need those guns here." Well, I'm glad you're telling me, because they were quite heavy. And I am glad that I don't need them. So, where am I now? What kind of world is that? Well, he said, "Welcome to paradise." And my name is Henry. And this is Marguerite. And Marguerite said, "C'est un plaisir, monsieur." And I replied, "Enchanté." And then there was Joan, and "Nice to meet you," she said, and I replied the same. And introduced me to a few people, and so there was one Spanish lady, a French woman, and English people. They were from different places, obviously. So Henry, I said, there is a lot of strange things, and then I spotted some levitating robots that were picking up some fruits from the ground. I said, "What, robots?" He said, "Yes, they are robots taking care of everything here." So you must have reached a very high technology. Oh, we did not. We came here through artifacts, doors, like you just did. Oh, and when have you come here? He said, Henry, he said, "I am the oldest visitor here on this village. I came here just after World War II. And so I said, "So how old are you?" He said, "Well, when I bought that artifact and started to play with it, and then the electrical field came, I walked into it at one point. I was 60 years old at that time." But I said, "You look like you are 45 years old, and you must be well over 100. Well, he said, "There is the fact that here in paradise we don't grow old." Oh, you said paradise with flying robots. Well, I called it paradise, he said, but it is paradise for us. So this alien civilization have been watching over us on Earth, our own evolution. They realized that we were about to self-destruct with the advent of the nuclear bombs and all those wars and all those religious fanatics, these terrorists. And so they probably this civilization can travel back in time, and they might have prepared a world just for us. They might have used a virgin world and put plants in it and animals and birds, and they didn't put any of what we don't like. So it seems that they have been very considerate and to give us a wonderful place to live. And Henry said, I was here right after World War II. I was the first one in this village. I lived alone for a few years, and then another visitor came and another one, and now we are about 200 people living in this village. But there are other villages further on. So with the cart, we can go anywhere we want. There is no need for fuel or recharging batteries. They just go on endlessly. But we have all kind of, we have stables, we have horses, we have golf courses, marinas, we have playgrounds, tennis court, whatever you people are used to have, we all have it here. It is wonderful. It never rains. It rains, but it rains only in the middle of the night. It's always beautiful. They have achieved total weather control. So the world is like paradise to us, and the robots do all the work, and they don't bother us. And so we would like if you would like to come with us, we will show you the houses and the dining plaza and all the facilities. So I said, okay, but my wife is probably waiting for me worriedly right now from where I came from, and I would like to fetch her and that she can be with us for the visit. He said, okay. So he went to behind the pavilion that was right there. He fetched up us a cart, and I sat beside him, and we went back to the clearing where I had come from. At that moment, I went right through the screen, the electrical field, and I was back in the living room, and my wife was there, and I said, you know what? There is Henry on the other side that is waiting for us in a cart. There is no danger at all. It's like paradise on the other side, and I would like you to come with me, and because they would like to show us the village. So she said, you sure there is no danger? So I took out all my my guns and my knife, everything, and just put that on the floor. I said, okay, let's go. And so I took her by the hand, and we just walked right through the screen, the electrical field, and we were on the other side, and we went with Henry to the village. And where they showed us the houses, there were 3-bedroom houses. There were no kitchen because, as he said, there are no kitchen because it gave us an opportunity to eat together. And there are no television, no computer here, but we have a social life that is unbeatable. And he showed us the dining plaza with a food, kind of huge food dispenser. And he said, there are drawings, you see the little photos of meals, you just choose the meal you want or the drink you want. And he said, well, would you like to eat something right now? I said, well, sure. Well, he said, just try this one, the veal piccata, we call it here. So I tried it, I pressed on the button, and he said, would you like something to really put you a little high? I said, why not? And he said, try that red wine, the spicy red wine. So I click on the button, and 1 minute later there was a tray with a filling plate and a nice cup of wine, and my wife had a plate too, and we sat at one of the table a lot of people came around and sat beside us, and we started to chat. So I said, are you not missing your world, your Earth? And they said, no, here we are so happy. I mean, you should see the stars at night, and you know, we can walk the beach at night or anywhere. There are no predators there. There is nothing to worry about. We don't have bankers, attorneys, police. Well, I said, you might have some bullies here. I mean, some drug dealers maybe have used a contraption. And Henry said, no. Maybe if they did, they went to someplace else, because we only got nice people here. Wow, that's interesting. But he said, you know what? After we live here a few days, you should hear the sound at night of the tree frogs. It's just unbelievable. And all the animals there. And then as he said that, a cat jumped on my legs and started to purr, and I pet the cat a little bit. And he said, you know, all the animals here are probably older than you. I don't know when they terraformed that planet, but everything here, nothing grows old here. So all these animals, the horses, the cats, the birds, they might be 100 years old. So they might be more intelligent than what we used to have on Earth. We respect each other, and we respect the animals. We love them. They love us in return. It is a wonderful life. We do a lot of sports here. And right now, well, John is the guy you are looking for. They went on sailing. So they will be back only at the end of the afternoon. And if you like, we can do something in the meantime. Well, I said, sure. So let's see what we did next.